Hello, everyone. Sue.oneschuk here, continuing the lessons in A Course in Miracles. And today we are on lesson 68. And today's lesson is Love Holds No Grievances. You who were created by God, like itself, can hold no grievances and know yourself. That is yourself with the holy, yourself as your holy self. So I like to firstly here to give a brief description of grievances. And you can consider a grievance to be a resentment from having stemmed from feelings of having been wronged, or also maybe considered as a perception that you have been unfairly treated. So again, it says here, you who were created by love, like itself, can hold no grievances and know your holy self. To hold a grievance is to forget who you are. To hold a grievance is to see yourself as a body. And to hold a grievance is to let the ego rule your mind and to condemn the body to death. Perhaps you do not yet fully realize just what holding grievances does to your mind. It seems to split you off from your source and make you unlike him, unlike God. It makes you believe that he is like what you think you have become. For no one can conceive of his creator as unlike himself. So, you know, when you're in grievances, it's all coming from wrong-mindedness. It's all coming from our ego thought system. It's all coming from our belief in being separated from God. So it says here, you know, shut off from yourself, which remains aware of its likeness to its creator. Yourself, your holy self, seems to sleep, while the part of your mind that weaves illusions in its sleep appears to be awake. It's kind of upside down. It's reversed. Can all this arise from holding grievances? Oh, yes, it says here with an exclamation mark. For he who holds grievances denies he was created by love, created by God, and his creator has become fearful in his dream, in the illusion of hate. It's all an illusion. And it says, who can dream of hatred and not fear God? And I say as well, who can dream of hatred and not fear love? So it goes on to say in paragraph 3, it is as sure that those who hold grievances will redefine God. And it will redefine God in your own image, as it is certain that God created them like himself and defined them as part of him. So I'm going to read that again. It is as sure that you who hold grievances will redefine God in their image, as it is certain that God created them like himself and defined them as part of him. It defined the grievances as part of him. It is as sure that those who hold grievances will suffer guilt, as it is certain that those who forgive will find peace. It is in, you know, letting go of these grievances, recognizing them, acknowledging them, and turning them over to the Holy Spirit. It's the Holy Spirit that is the bridge to God. It is the Holy Spirit, through the Holy Spirit, that the forgiveness that we put forth, you know, shifts our whole perception. The Holy Spirit will bring us to the vision of Christ. So it says, it is sure that those who, I'm going to read it again. It is sure that those who hold grievances will suffer guilt, as it is certain that those who will forgive will find peace. Your peace is found in forgiveness. It is as sure that those who hold grievances will forget who they are. You'll forget that you are the holy self. And as certain as those who forgive will remember. Again, this whole course is a practice, or it is remembering when you forget. So in other words, it's about forgetting and remembering, forgetting and remembering, forgetting and remembering to turn it over to the Holy Spirit. Would you not be willing to relinquish your grievances if you believed all this were so? Perhaps you do not think you can let your grievances go. That, however, is simply a matter of motivation. Do you really want to let your grievances go? Or do you want to continue to live in all the story that just keeps on growing and growing when you're holding a grievance against yourself or another, blaming or putting blaming another that they are at fault, that they are making you wrong, that you are being unfairly treated. So I'm going to read that again. Okay, no, let me go. Okay, if you succeed even by ever so little, there will never be a problem in motivation again. So I'm going to say that again. I'm going to read this whole paragraph again. Would you not be willing to relinquish your grievances if you believed all this were so? Perhaps you do not think you can let your grievances go. That, however, is simply a matter of motivation and, as I said, wanting to actually let them go. Try today to find out how you would feel without them. You know how you feel with them. Are you open to experience how you feel without your grievances? If you succeed even by ever a little, there will never be a problem in motivation ever again. When you really have that experience of the peace that you have when you let go of the grievances, and then the love that you experience, you'll be more motivated when you do fall into the trap of grievances to in fact go through the forgiveness process. Begin today's extended practice period by searching your mind for those against whom you hold what you regard as major grievances. I'm sure there are many, and you may want to journal on this to work through those grievances. And it says here as well, some of these will be quite easy to find. And then think of the seemingly minor grievances you hold against those you like and even those that you love. It will quickly become apparent that there is no one against whom you do not cherish grievances of some sort. This has left you alone in all the universe in your perception of yourself. You might want to ask yourself, where are your grievances holding you back? They definitely are. So it's important. We need to look at our accountability for what we project, and the accountability is that, in forgiveness is being accountable to forgive. As I said, to be responsible for what you project. And it says to the Course, we do not forgive the others, the other person or the others. That's the ego making the issue real, making the illusion real, making the dream real. in actuality, what we do is we forgive ourselves for having projected the issue through our wrong-mindedness. It's all through the ego. So it goes on here to say, determine now to see all these people as friends, all these people that you've been holding grievances against. Say to them all, thinking of each one in turn, all those ones that you've found through searching your mind, in finding those you hold major and minor grievances to. Say to them, thinking of each one in turn as you do, I would see you as my friend, that I may remember you are part of me and come to know myself. And then it goes on to say, spend the remainder of the practice period trying to think of yourself as completely at peace with everyone and everything. That's the goal. That's the intention of going through this practice. And when you find yourself completely at peace with everyone and everything, safe in a world that protects you and loves you, and that you love in return, and says, try to feel safety surrounding you, hovering over you and holding you up. Try to believe, however briefly, that nothing can harm you in any way. At the end of the practice period, tell yourself, love holds no grievances. Grievances cannot be in the space of love. Grievances are only held in the wrong-mindedness and the thought system of the ego. And when you're projecting that outward onto another. So it says, love holds no grievances. When I let all my grievances go, I know I am perfectly safe. And in that you will feel the oneness with God. And then it goes on to say the short practice period should include a quick application of today's idea in this form. Whenever any thought of grievance arises against anyone, physically present or not, and it says, you say, love holds no grievances. Let me not betray myself. So remember that in condemning or judging yourself or others is the self-betrayal and its judgment against the Son of God. So it goes on and says, in addition, repeat the idea several times an hour in this form. Love holds no grievances. I would wake to myself, that's the self with a capital S, your holy self, by laying all grievances aside and awakening to him, awakening to God. So, there is no difference between the inner and the outer. And the outer is only a reflection or a picture of the inner, of your inner world. So the outer world is only a reflection of your inner world. And, remember that the ego wants you to hold on to your grievances because, the ego wants to be in conflict and in confusion and into chaos. The ego wants you to be into guilt, into hatred. So in forgiveness, you are healing your mind of your grievances. These grievances that are blocking the light of the world that you are, that are blocking your innocence, that are blocking your holiness. So again, know that the ego is incapable incapable or or feeling of feeling, I should say, of feeling innocence. So as you do this work and do these practices, you discover more and more your innocence and your holiness. And you know, it's in the practice as you continue to do these lessons. So this is lesson 68. Love holds no grievances. And we will continue on in our next video for lesson 69. Thank you for being here. And thank you for those who have subscribed. If you haven't, please do so. Thank you to all those who have liked and shared and commented in regards to this video here on YouTube. And I really appreciate it. So I'm happy to be with you again in the next video, as I said, for lesson 69. Alrighty, have a love-filled day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.